Today I want to talk a little about my approach for the illustration I made for the Jazza Art Army contest. A few days ago, probably weeks, I saw this video of Jazza giving this prompt for an art competition, and as soon as I heard about it, I got this crazy idea. Instead of making like an army of one YouTuber in particular, I started making like a war scene using some YouTubers. So I kind of came up with this idea. First, I thought I would try to make this first sketch digitally because I often do them traditionally, but I couldn't, so I ended up doing it traditionally. And then I took a picture of that and I worked on that digitally. But the thing about this was that I don't know if it was maybe because I was recording or what happened, but the program was buffering like a lot, especially with the little finger tool. It would just keep charging and it was so time consuming and it was also tiring. So I ended up just deciding not to record the process and just went for it. But the thing was that on the first day I started working on this, I spent so much time on the background, which I actually liked, that when I started working on the characters, I was too tired and I just left. And when I tried to do it once again, I just didn't like the outcome. So I came up with the idea at the first minute that I should just do everything traditionally. So I inked my sketch and I went to Autodesk Sketchbook to start painting. I honestly used to love that application. I would use it on my phone a lot, but then I started having some problems with it, so I switched to just painting on Photoshop, and right now I'm exploring a little of Krita. But the thing is that when I was doing this illustration in particular, I didn't have that much problems, so it kind of worked well. I felt like it was a more dynamic application, so I could just work a little faster. And also, I decided that I didn't want to put so much pressure on myself, because the first drawing I was making, I was like trying to get something like probably way too perfect. So in this drawing, this third try, I decided I would just go more loosened, and I actually grabbed this weird paintbrush that mixes everything, and I don't know, it's kind of cool, like gouache, I guess? I'm not sure. And well, I started painting it, and I honestly didn't love it as much as I thought I would. But I just thought, like, at this point, it was the last day for submitting, I think, or it was one day before that. The point is that I only had a few hours left for making an illustration. So I thought, like, the best thing I could do was just to allow myself to try and participate and not to have much in mind about winning or about, I don't know, things like that. So it would be cool, but at the end I was just trying to improve, because the way I do it with the fanbook contest, I just focus on participating instead of the prize. And well, so I went for it. After a while I realized there were many things off with my line work, which I already knew. Since I was working traditionally, I couldn't just correct them. Luckily, my brain realized that I was working digitally, so I kind of corrected some stuff, but I didn't put like too much work on that because, as I said before, I didn't want to focus on doing it that perfectly. I wanted it to be more lucid. Bad thing about this was that I had problems with this goddamn program too. It just closed like 2 times. Fortunately, I didn't lose my work, but it was annoying because I was trying to save a copy of the file and it just wouldn't let me, and I was so pissed. So I ended up with illustration. I was so pissed off that I just like didn't have hope, and I don't know, I felt so hopeless with my art, with myself. I was like, oh, I just did a piece of garbage and things like that. I don't know. But still, I wanted to have something. As I said before, the most important thing for me was to participate, not to win or to make something that perfect. Like, at this point, I didn't mind anymore about doing something so perfect. So well, I was just trying to do some characteristics in every one of the characters so they will be recognizable. I have Jazza, Bailey J, Casey Colson, also Chloe Rose, that doesn't look so much like Chloe Rose. I'm sorry, I was supposed to correct that before inking, but I just didn't have time and I didn't have the patience anymore. And also I have Emily Arful in her Giant the Babes, because yeah, I thought it would be cool. She made a video where she used like a shadow of her baby with like a big muscle body, and she said, "How God picks my art supplies." I just came up with that idea like later, because when I first thought about this idea, I didn't consider putting Emily. But I actually really like Emily, so I kind of thought a little of how I could integrate her into the illustration, and I just thought like, okay, she's just going to go with her giant baby, and that's it. Also, I didn't put like many art elements because, as I said before, I was already pissed off. I was tired, I didn't have many time left anymore, so I just thought I'd just put some splashes of paint, because it's a war with artists and art blogs, so there has to be some details like that. Paint, broken brushes and all that. I think I should have copied those brushes and all that, and I just like put little pieces here and there so it will look better, but well, didn't think about it very much. I realized that what was more important than just winning was making people laugh, because when I first thought about this illustration, I thought what I wanted people to feel when they look at it was that it was fun, they would have fun. And actually I tagged all the artists that appeared in the illustration and Twitter, and besides Jazza, all the other girls answered. Bailey and Emily were like laughing out on her messages, so I feel lucky because I think that even though it's not a perfect drawing, I was able to accomplish that artist goal that I had put in my mind, and that's it, I guess. I felt really happy because art is about having fun, so I wanted them to have fun, and I wanted everyone that look at this to have fun, and I think I've accomplished that, so I could tell it's a goal. At the end, I came up from having this horrible thumbnail to this illustration.